What's up, my good people, and welcome back in to the Bully Ball Show on Sparks TV. As always, I'm your host, Nino Sparks, aka the Mid Range Bully. Now, quick vid for you today. Figured I'd jump back in real quick. We're going to talk about a topic that we're probably going to be discussing all season long, and that is my Los Angeles Lakers, the home team, my team, the starting lineup. Should the Lakers change their starting lineup? Like I said, this is going to be a conversation that we're probably going to be having at least the first part of the season up until, like the All-Star break. That's probably where, we'll see some things shaping up unless the Lakers start out like 5-10 or something like that. Like, the first 15 games in. If we just see it, if they lose like 5 in a row or something like that, I can see Coach JJ switching up the lineup a lot sooner. But there is some cause for pause, and I want to break it all down like a fraction, and get out ahead of it before, the major networks start picking up the same topic. But as always, before we get started, if it's your first time tapping in, or maybe you tapped in a few times, go ahead, tap that like, tap that subscribe, tap that notification bell, stay tapped in. Let's get this shit. Okay, so the home team. They have the same issues that they had last season because they're in the same predicament as they were last season. You got a backcourt that can't stay in front of anybody. At one point, the first game, you were seeing them get blown by. Like, there's no reason for Rob Dillingham. I know he played the whole game, and the starters didn't really play the whole game, but him having, I think, he had like 26-6 or something like that, or maybe it was 26-8, 24-8, something like that. That's too many damn points for a rookie. Now I know guys are gonna score, but if you look at how he was scoring, he wasn't just cooking the backup dudes or the third, we'll say the third reserves, because you got the bench and then you got the guys that finished the game like Castleton and Maxwell Lewis and things like that. He was cooking D'Lo, he was cooking Austin Reeves, he was cooking Christie, he was cooking JHS, like anybody that was in front of him, he was cooking. And then the second game, a lot of the same. Where the big guns, they looked good, but we knew the big guns was going to look good. They looked good with Team USA. The only question for them was going to be fatigue, and that's still going to be yet to be seen, but that first, they look good. But it's the same shit as last season with this backcourt. This backcourt only worked because Jared Vanderbilt was in the starting lineup, and he was able to guard the other team's best player, whether that be a guard, like I said in the West, the heavy guard play. It's the 1 and the 2. Jared Vanderbilt, he's more suited to guard, I think, 2, 3, and 4, and occasionally maybe even, he can some fives like a Shangu, or smaller fives that are really stretch fours, like like a Chet Holmgren or something like that. He ain't fucking with a Yoke or none of these big boys. I don't even know why I said Shangoon. He's a big dude too, but he can guard Jared Vanderbilt. He can guard the other team's best player, which is usually a wing or a point guard. And that's the only reason that allowed you to hide a D'Lo, a Reeves. Can't hide them both. But 9 times out of 10, like if we play the Clippers, who's guarding James Harden? He's going to cook D'Lo. He's going to cook Reeves. These are the questions that are going to, if we're guarding straight up, then I guess the ideology is we're going to outscore you. We're going to shoot more threes than the other team. We're going to try to get to the line more. Is that going to be the scheme to how we're going to win games? Because I don't think that that's a recipe that they can that'll be able to last, especially not in the Western Conference. I mean, come on. We don't want to be fighting to just barely be out of the play-in or be at the top of the play-in. We need to be a top 5 team. And based off continuity and based off how the 2 big guns are playing, AD looks like he could be on pace for MVP season. LeBron is always on pace for an MVP season. It's just voter fatigue because he don't want it so many damn times that they don't want to give it to him no more. But it's a few seasons you could argue he should have won it. But this lineup, if we're playing the lower tier teams, yeah, that lineup works. And I know the rebuttal to that is, oh, this team went 18-6 last season. That was last season. Teams are better. Hell, the Eastern Conference got better, which is rare. The West is always loaded. New Orleans got better. Dallas got better. T-Wolves just got better. The Clippers got worse, but we'll see. Hell, James Harden, he could turn back the clock and be 40-point-a-night James Harden. And leading the league in assists at the same time. Y'all forget how cold that man is. How easily y'all forget. Out of shape and all, that nigga can still give you, excuse my language, he can still give you 40. Any night. We'll see what the Warriors look like, if they got better or not. Ja Morant is back. Him and Zach Edey look good. That might be the runaway rookie of the year. Just based off the percentage that he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot like 80%. He might shoot a higher percentage than DeAndre Jordan. Just for how fucking big he is. Everything at the rim, he getting it. Hell, we'll see what Houston looks like. They looked good. The Kings got better. So this idea that same team is going to go 18-6 again, that's not going to happen. They more looking like they can go 6-18. Because what it looks like, and JJ's already said he's going to play 9 guys, which probably means that LeBron or an AD, one of them dudes is going to have to be on the court at all times. And even when AD's on the court with those starters, it doesn't look good. And I know it's only been 2 preseason games. They can come out tomorrow and I think they play Thursday. They can come out against the Bucks and they can demolish them and look fantastic. Delon Reeves could look great. I doubt it. The next 4, they got the Bucks, and then next week they play like 3 games in 3 days or some shit like 3 games in 4 days maybe. They play Tuesday, then they play Thursday and Friday. They got the Bucks, they got the Suns, and then they got the Warriors back to back. They could easily lose all 4 of those games. And I know it's just the preseason. Some people won't overreact to it, but I will because, one, I'm a Laker fan and every game matters to me. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's preseason, an exhibition, NBA Cup, whatever. I don't care if it's practice. I want to see the starters beating the reserves. Losing is unacceptable. It really is. Because the problem with losing is it comes with bad habits. And we don't need to take bad habits. Just like winning comes with good habits. We don't need to take bad habits into the regular season. Especially not with a first-year head coach. And speaking of coaching, I haven't seen it yet. In the last 2 games, I haven't seen anything different. JHS looks good as far as health-wise. Hopefully the shot starts falling. Gabe Vincent looks good health-wise. We'll see what that looks like. But it still looks like there's not a lot of continuity in that bench. There's not a lot of scoring in the bench. Same shit that I was talking about a few videos ago. Which is why somebody's going to have to come off the bench. Now it probably can't be Austin Reeves and D'Lo, because if you bring one of those dudes off the bench, you're probably gonna lose him. You know for sure you can't bring D'Lo off the bench. He's not gonna play good at all. Hell, he might be visibly pouting about it. Now Austin Reeves, he might hold it together a little different, but he's not gonna be happy about being coming off the bench either. But the problem with it is neither one of these guys, the things that they do bad does not offset the things that they do good. Or the things that they do well does not offset the things that they do bad. Austin Reeves, he can score the ball a little bit, but he doesn't score it. Is he going to score consistently enough? Is he going to give you 16 a game? Can you book that? And how much is he giving up on the other end? Is his guy going to be going for 30? If we play the Kings, who is he guarding on the Kings? You can't put D'Lo on Fox. It's only 5 people in the lineup. So we're going to guard straight up. D'Lo on Fox. Reeves on Monk. LeBron on DeRozan. I don't know. I'm assuming Murray's going to play stretch 4. So then you would have, or no, yes, excuse me, you would put Rui on DeRozan. Or maybe you like him on Murray and you like LeBron on DeRozan. And then AD and Sabonis. Reeves and Monk will have a 40-point game. Both of them. We'll see. We'll see what that kind of matchup looks like. I could be wrong. It could be the flip side. They could get the best of them. Based off continuity, I'm not saying Reeves and D'Lo as a backcourt can't work. They can. But not with that unit. Somebody's got to come off the bench. Now, if you ask me, the one guy that I think won't pout about it is Rui. The one guy that I think can still score coming off the bench is Rui. And again, the things that he does well does not offset the things that he does wrong. Because Rui, you put him out of position, he doesn't play well. Rui has a lot of defensive lapses where he misses a guy behind him. Guy cuts behind him. Or he fouls a guy. It's a lot of mental lapses on the defensive end with Rui Hachimura. That's the only issue I have with Rui. Other than that, I love his game. Love the way he shoots, love the way he gets to his spots, love the way he finishes at the rim. No lay, he dunks it. But on the other end, I think he might be more suited to guard the other team's backup 5 or stretch 4. Because him guarding 3s and the starting 4s, he can't handle it. Now, he held his own against Yoke in the Olympics. And I think that was a good sign that you can play him at the 5 in spurts. But I don't think he's suited to guard the team's starting 5. I think he's more suited to guard the team's backup 5. Unless the starting 5 is not an offensive threat. But other than that, now what's the answer? What's the solution? The easy solution is the one guy who's been the standout in the last 2 games. The guy who got the $40 million contract. The guy who we're all expecting to take that leap. Max Christie. I think Max Christie, again, will eventually find himself in the starting lineup. because we know, like I just said, as of right now this might change by the trade deadline, but as of right now, we know there's four guys that are going to be in that starting lineup, and it's D'Lo, it's Reeves, it's LeBron, and it's AD. So the only real question is who plays the three. Rui might be a better offensive player than Max Christie, but I think Max Christie is better suited offensively for this unit, for that unit, because in the ways in which he can score. I think he's got a little more in his bag, given the opportunity. We haven't seen it all. And he's more suited to guard the team's best, be the point of attack defender, guard a Ja Morant, guard a De'Aaron Fox. But we're going to have to do something. We'll see what it looks like, what the next 4 games look like heading into the regular season. They can't go into the regular season having gone 0-8 or 0-6, whatever it will be in the preseason. You're not going to flip that around on opening night. They got to get it together now. And that's all I got for y'all. Hopefully we don't got to spend too much more time on this topic. I think we probably will have to. Like I said, this might be an ongoing thing for most of the season. If you're JJ, eventually you're going to have to hurt somebody's feelings. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Should the Lakers just stick with this lineup? They did go 18-6. I don't know all the teams that they beat within that span, but I tend to watch every game. And what I can recall is them losing to a lot of the contending teams. But y'all let me know. Should they stick with this? Should they switch it up? Is Max the answer? Or should they hold it down until Jared Vanderbilt comes back and he can slide in that lineup? Only problem with him is he can be taken off of the floor. Christie can't. Because you got to respect him as an offensive threat. But we'll see what it looks like. Y'all let me know. I'm going to tap back in later. Peace.